In the celestial sea where stars align, Lockstitch will go where wonder lies. Its specialist crew a beacon of light will work to unravel secrets entwined. Lore with her care and lust for life, turning the cogs in her curious mind. Scales that tell stories of times long past. Deep in the echo, her interest is cast. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Sail on a siren with feathers adorned, seeks to maintain her graceful form. A voice that weaves tales across the sky, relaying the dreams that never die. Renick the brain with numbers and might, 4 arms, 4 eyes in the cosmic night. Stoic and with numerical grace, in Lockstitch's crew he has found his place. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Pollux and Castor, the skillful pair, always the team with starry hair, with a bond so strong in the vast expanse, unveiling the secrets in cosmic dance. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An age-old mystery, and Lockstitch holds the key.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of season 4. Today we are doing a cultural exchange program between Ioni and the Lockstitch group, not Silver Thimble. That it very specifically, it is the Lockstitch group. So all of you guys are in your studies, like doing all of the RPing that's going on. That is happening right now. That is at the tail end of wrapping up. I'm going to try to get you guys' roles, if not tonight, then tomorrow. That is my really solid plan. The crew today has been specifically asked for. Like, the 4 of them are the 4 that the leaders of Ioni want to meet with. Real quick, catch up for people wondering what Tobias has been up to. Tobias has, in his downtime, been mostly a professor at the academy, but he has also traveled to other cities and studied with them. He has been to Yoke and learned what they eat and what they enjoy. He can cook all of Yoke's best dishes. We made a bunch of jokes that Yoke eats eggs mostly, which is terrible. But also, he knows a little bit more about the history of the world. And for you, Kai, just heads up, you have freedom to just say shit that you learned. Just say it. It's fine. I'll tell you if it doesn't match the history. But for the most part, go for it.
Okay.
Couple new cards that we made. Hat on a cat. Give a player a hat. Just give a player a hat. Right now we don't have the technology to make you guys' art have that hat, but we might get there at some point. But in the game, your character will have the hat for the rest of the session. Does it do anything? That's up to the players. Then there's the NPC raffle stream. Niga will do an art stream. Super casual. We'll have a chat. You guys will roll raffles, and then, but the only thing about that is you have to pick an NPC. It doesn't have to be a main NPC. It could just be like, hey, I want to like one of the otters, any of them. Or it's like, hey, I want a salamander, any of them. That's fine. And then we'll do that, and we'll talk about the game just in a casual sense. And the most bizarre card that I added today is called Frequency, spelled like freak. Give me a song before the game starts. Preferably at least the day before, and then the next game is not based on it, but will resonate with that song. So if the players know the lyrics or know the tones of that song, it is too late to play a treasure map card for this specific game. I'm sorry. Like if you know the lyrics or know the tone of the song and you match it before you make a roll, then you will get better effects. So you might not even need, if you do something with the lyrics, I promise you're not going to have to roll. I'll just assume that you succeed because I love lyrics. And yeah, those are the new cards. I want to see what we can do with them. Really, like I just want to get more experimental with this. So I hope you guys will join me on that. And now let's introduce the players. All right, so we've got Senior Officer of the Luminaries, Royce, played by Cole.
Pleasure to see you all again.
We've got Officer Tobias, played by Kai.
It's been so long since I've been in the field.
We got Tsoki, played by Not Forgiven.
Hey,
I'm
let's
sorry.
go.
It's like we've got prominent member of Tomb Squad, Tsoki, played by Not Forgiven. My bad.
Two squad.
And we have, of course, everybody's favorite talk show host, Patagon, played by Sept.
Hi, everyone.
So we're gonna immediately be in the office, like the meeting hall. Oop, why is Peanut so low? Peanut's actually sitting on the back of the chair because he's still just cat size. And he just looks around the room. He's like, good. Everybody got here. Nobody's... All right, solid. Okay, so thank you for coming at such short notice. We have gotten a message from one of the cities of the Celestial Sea, Ioni. I have a note here that everything that I know about Ioni is from Miss Keynote from Haven. It just says, they're weird. Have any of you heard any rumors about Ioni in your travels?
Not that I've been able to confirm personally.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about anything on the Celestial Sea. Been busy.
Yes, I have some reports from Akana about your activities. There are some very glaring empty parts of this, and I was hoping to get it cleared up at some point, but now might not be the time.
Mm-hmm. Good.
It's like, Tsoki, Patagon, you two have been asked for by name. Do you have any relationship with the Ionians?
Not directly. I mean, there's been, some thoughts about like how there's like pop culture-ish, but that's about the best I've been able to glean so far from the conversations in the dressing room.
Yeah, I think Tomb Squad did a mission for him a while back. They wanted something something magical. We got it for him. Typical day for Tomb Squad.
Peanut's just like, Tomb Squad? And then he's, yes, okay, understandable. I think Peanut almost does that like a tick at this point. That if somebody says Tomb Squad, he like raises his hand, raises one of his paws and just says Tomb Squad.
So he does that too.
He's like, okay. So, understandably, we don't know a lot about these guys. Pop culture, we need to make a good impression here. Like, we don't, no coups, as he holds up his rubber stamp that just says no coups. No coups. Maybe haikus. And he's like, all right, we need a gift, a culturally appropriate gift. What's a good thing to buy us? What are we bringing? Is it food? Could be food, I suppose.
Could be food.
I mean,
Yeah.
food is a pretty universal gift to exchange pleasantries with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've heard of a fruit basket. I don't know how well that goes on here in the Echo. I know we've used it previously.
Fruit basket. What does a pop culture relevant fruit basket look like?
Yeah, I was wondering if Tobias, if you've seen any exotic fruits or other things that would prompt conversation, maybe.
I'm sure we could cobble something together from the uh, hmm, many options we have.
I think Soki's brought a crate of Tomb Squad merch that he's gonna go and hand out.
I like that. Forward thinking. They obviously know who Tomb Squad is. So yes, absolutely. What do you got there? You don't have those anymore of those like Scream Lord t-shirts, right? We're done with those ones, right?
No. Those are limited print. They're all sold. They're just collector's items now. So, we've got the brand new Tomb Squad T-shirt. We've got some uh, rocket powered skate stickers that people stick on stuff. Remind them of Rosie. Uh, I think Blueberries, for some reason, wanted stickers for a bunch of hot dogs or something. So he made up a bunch of those, and
Ah, yes, the Slizzy Glizzies.
yeah, I didn't approve of that name. I just want you to know, but that's just what it is now.
It's like, I don't know why he keeps trying to invent sentient hot dogs. All right. Soki, I need you to tell me what the new Tomb Squad T-shirt looks like, though.
It's the Tomb Squad pyramid perfected. That we. No, it's the Tomb Squad tower, right? The dance move that we tried to
Yes,
do
that.
and failed.
Okay.
We perfected it now, and we got a picture of it, and we slapped it on a T-shirt.
Tomb Squad goes Tarkus, Rosie, Blueberry, Silky. Is that like the order of the tower based from like biggest to smallest?
That's probably what we ended up on, but that's not how it started out. So,
Oh, okay.
because that's why it didn't work, right? Because I think Soki was on
Yes.
the bottom last time. So,
Peanuts nodding along. Excellent. Patagon, do we have any merch from LTV that we could? Well, not merch, like gifts from LTV. Like we need to make our money, but still.
Yeah, we should have some gift baskets we usually give out to the guests and other honored people that we're interviewing. So those should work out fairly well as for exchanges.
Peanut points. He's just like, excellent. That'll be fantastic. It's just like that new movie, Silver Bullet Special, is really catching on. Perhaps we should add some of those pink hats, the novelty pink hats that they filled with popcorn.
Ah, yes. Uh, both, popcorn and, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Was it actually popcorn, or did we just decide that it's only popcorn shrimp that is sold at the theaters here? I can't remember where we landed on that.
Popcorn shrimp.
My hat was full of popcorn shrimp. I don't know about anyone else.
Nice. He looks over at Tobias and he's just like, all right, Tobias, what do we got for trendy pop culture food situations?
Anyone think of any? Can anyone think of anything with a fun name?
A fun name in regards to.
I mean, we got the Slizzy Glizzies.
Right, but the last time I encountered sentient food, it was not good.
I really need to get out of my workshop more.
Keep good names. Naming thing is always my hardest trope. So
Oh, I completely understand. So, in the storyline, things that have been like pretty pop culturally relevant as far as food goes. We had a drink called Midnight Rush that there's still some cans out there of it in existence, but they stopped producing them. It was basically a fish slurry turned into an energy drink. Um, there is Crunchy Simmons, which is stink flower ale turned into a beer, and then it has dehydrated stink flower petals poured into it for like a nice crunch. It's the Simmons Crunch. Um, Reedy has like started a bakery, and his bakery has begun producing a strange blackberry type, like a Danish that makes you kind of stop existing for a second as your eyes roll into the black of your head turn black, but then everything seems fine. I'm sure it's not a problem.
Average day,
Um,
honestly.
we have centipede milk and centipede milk based products. The sad thing about that one is I have to describe it to you, which is a nightmare. Um, Imagine if milk was just straight pus and also cottage cheese with a green tint that people
Lovely.
loved. Just people love it.
You don't have to say it's like plus. You could say it's got a very thick, creamy texture.
I could say that, but like I need to be very clear
And it
that
sounds appetizing.
Exactly. That's how I would market it. We're trying to exchange cultures, not turn them off here. We gotta be like, hey, they excrete a delicious, creamy substance. It's
Peanut
a little
makes a note.
green,
It's just like
but it's
creamy
delicious.
substance. What's a better word for green than green, though?
No, green is fine.
Okay, all right. Green, creamy substance. All right. Did we had to have made more. It's like we have a recent discovery of these potatoes, which he pulls out a perfectly spherical. It looks like it's the size of a bowling ball, and when he puts it on the table, it's about as hard as a bowling ball, but it is a potato.
Oh.
It's like we found these in alkali. Incredibly salty, salted already. All you need to do is cook them. There's many different ways, but we've only learned so far frying them and baking them.
You can boil them, I'm sure, and mash them. Maybe stick them in a stew.
All valid, I'm sure.
Potatoes.
So if we use these new potatoes as a vehicle for, you know, you can put things, and mix anything in them. So, yeah, so it would be very versatile too.
Could
You could, like-
also introduce some dwarven coffee.
Peanut's just like, absolutely. Dwarven coffee. You could only have gotten that from seasonings. And seasonings doesn't exist anymore. Do you think you can get us a decent amount of the dwarven coffee?
I believe I can engage with the dwarves and get us a reliable supply.
Absolutely.
I think Tsoki is just staring at Royce right now, just like, yes, yes.
Well, if it's a matter of things that don't necessarily exist anymore, I'm sure I could think of a few bread recipes to whip up.
I bet Reedy would be very excited to know that you're cooking again here in the Silver Thimble.
I do have a hearty collection of bees candy.
I hesitate to introduce Bee's candy to another culture right now, based on our standing with Bee.
I'm just simply putting it out there. I have a lot.
How about honey bars? We got good source of those, right?
Absolutely. If we could get Clem to like cook up some special ones, maybe that sounds great.
Clem's honey bars are quite the treat.
This all sounds great. All right, everybody. We leave in a couple of days to head on to Ioni. Peanut will be coming with you guys for this mission. Wait, no, Peanut was not asked for. Peanut will not be coming with you on this mission. You're on your own. I trust that you will all be on your best behavior. The emphasis is not on best, the emphasis on your.
The eyes of Celestial Sea are upon us. So yes,
I make no promises.
Peanut just like deep sigh, and then he just stamps no coups on the mission form and slides it to you. Please.
Again, I make no promises. You never know what happens.
Okay, everybody, let's get to work. And he like claps his hands and like, hops off the back of his chair. When Peanut claps, it's just a little paff because he's just a cat.
I thought Peanut had an eye patch.
He did it. He got better.
Oh.
He only
Unlike
like
a
it was a
certain someone,
temporary thing. Like Nameless. Nameless had an eye patch, but like you can stab your eye with it. If you're squeamish, don't listen for a second. You can stab your eye with a hypodermic needle and still get better. Which is what
Facts.
happened to Nameless.
You can't take a bullet through it, though.
You can't take a bullet through it? Yeah, I would assume. Well,
yeah. I mean, especially when
know a
it's a
lot
null
about-
bullet.
I don't. Yeah, the no bullet made it so they couldn't heal. So I'm not gonna even guess that you think that you guys need to make rolls for like everything you guys said that you were gonna do seems like a perfectly reasonable thing that we could just get done. Like Clem is in the chat and has agreed to make the honey bars, so It's not like we need to roll to convince Clem to do that. Yeah, I think, and we just have everything that you guys said that you were gonna bring.
I'm able to secure a line of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of all the work you've done with the dwarves in the past, you have all the coffee that you would want. Probably a little bit more too. Like you could start like you and Tsoki could drink some coffee if you wanted to.
I'm not going
I
to tell
will do.
Tsoki where I'm storing it. All right, listen. I respect the squirrel, but I need him at his best on this mission.
And my best is at 2 times speed, right?
Not right now. I'm able to have a thermos that's just like keeps a hot coffee for a while.
Absolutely, you can have a thermos that just seems like a thing that Royce has. Is it magical or is it just a really well built thermos?
Oh, it'd probably be magical. I love magic.
Absolutely, then you definitely have some kind of thermos that keeps your coffee hot longer.
This is emergency coffee.
Okay. I'm just gonna add a fucking like dwarven coffee to the item shop so we can just buy it. But what would it do? What do we think it does? Like stat wise, you know?
That's a great question.
I think the last time, or I guess the first time Soki had it, you had him roll, and it was either make him super lethargic or it was like cocaine and it just sped him up.
Yeah, I think it's a coin flip. I think it's like when you drink it, how your body reacts. I can work with this. All right. So you guys can see right here on the map is Ioni from the outside. Like I'm sure you guys have gone close enough to Ioni to see it. But all you see is a dome of swirling, like almost like ferrofluid, I think it's called. Like inside, like you never see enough that makes like has ever made it make any sense. But before we get there, I do need to ask you, what are we wearing? How is everybody dressed to meet with new leaders?
Well, considering this is a cultural exchange, Royce is going to dress in the traditional dwarvish garb.
All right, like lullabies,
Mm-hmm.
dwarvish garb. Okay, that was 1 second. I think I have. I think the only token of people from like this is how people from Lullaby dressed. Big poofy pants and vests.
Which is basically what I'm wearing anyway.
Yeah, kind of.
Just
but
the
like,
pants are poofier.
Poofiest pants.
The poofier the pants, the more like formal the occasion.
The poofier the pants and the bigger the mustache is how you like denote like success in lullaby culture.
I think for the most part, it's that, and then just gaudy amounts of jewelry.
Nice.
Just so much silver jewelry. Yeah, I'm sold on that. How about the rest of you?
Soki's gonna be wearing official Tomb Squad merch. He's got his specialized Heelys on. He's got some, Tomb Squad sweatpants. He's got, the newest Tomb Squad T-shirt, complete with the Tomb Squad novelty glasses that are just super, super ostentatious and just it's gonna make him stand out for sure.
So I think for Patagon, since they know of him through the show, it's going to be mainly what he wears like during the show. So it's more of a early talk show host type attires, like pinstripe suit kind of situation. But fairly similar to the actual Lockstitch uniform, but distinct in the fact that it is not the actual official uniform. So it's more Hollywood style, I guess.
Love it. Like it's like pinstripe. Is your show like Johnny Carson like style thing?
I've always thought of it, yeah, more guest appearances and those kind of things. Uh, we had Reedy on for the Q&A with the crowd, so it does have some crowd work in it, but yeah, it would be more, yeah, host
Way more
guest situation.
late night show than Jerry Springer.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
okay. Just making sure that I have the tone correct, because I would have gone Jerry Springer if you wanted to, but that's not what I was envisioning.
Right. No, I think we're on the same page there. Yeah, it's more Johnny Carson, that like really early kind of format, nothing too.
We got to get you your Ed McMahon. Alright,
Tobias would be in
go ahead.
his actual chef uniform.
Absolutely. Like, do you wear the hat?
Of course.
All right, for sure. Like little like chef hat on, ready to go. It's just like you all simultaneously look incredibly ridiculous, but kind of professional. I feel like, except for Tsoki, who just looks fully ridiculous.
It's the Tomb Squad way, really.
That is absolutely fair. All right, so the sub pulls up to Ioni's gates, and it opens up in just a shower of color. Like, just color everywhere. And it takes a second for all four of you. The rest of you are not invited inside, sadly. It is just these four getting into this city. And the color shifts. It takes a good moment for like your vision to change. And like you could swear for a second you see giant towers of like massive color coming from every different angle, and then everything kind of settles and you appear in front of a giant building, and two creatures come up to you and approach you, and they are kind of familiar looking. As they approach you with their hands out, it's just like, hello, Lockstitch.
Give a little bow and be like, greetings. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It's like, oh, Royce, I am of dance. Pleasure to meet you. And the one on the right here identifies as of dance, and her, and she shakes everybody's hands very happily, and she's just like, I'm here to show everybody around. Oh, Patagon, what an amazing honor it is. It's like, I've seen all of your shows.
Ah, well, thank you, and it's likewise.
She's just like, and of course, Tsoki of Tomb Squad.
Hello.
She's like, oh, he said it. It's just like, oh my god, and like, look at this outfit, fantastic. You see for a quick second, her entire look fluctuates, and it looks like she suddenly has the same t-shirt Tsoki's wearing on, but then it fades away, and she's back to her like almost flapper, she is definitely somewhere between a Harbinger and 1920s, 1930s flapper. And then she goes up to Kai and she's just like, I'm sorry, Tobias. She's like, Tobias, you smell delightful. She does not have a nose, but she made the noise as though she went.
Lovely to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you. And this is our fine leader. This is Of Authority. And Of Authority steps forward. He's like, hello, Lockstitch. I am to imagine. I want to welcome you in a culturally significant way for you and your folks. This here is the first building I'd like you to see. It is a library that holds all of our pertinent knowledge. Like everything that we are lies in this building. And then he lights a Molotov and he's just like, welcome, and throws it through the window.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah, let's go.
I think I
mean,
like it here.
win in Rome, I guess.
are we over? Are we
Um,
starting a coup?
No.
And like in a matter of seconds, the whole library burns to the ground. And everybody just like, there's multiple people come to see it and then start clapping their hands lightly.
Very brilliant
And, like-
blaze. Don't tell Quiet or Kay to ever come here.
Tsoki has fashioned a hot dog onto a fork and is now using it as a bonfire.
So many other people see that and they're like, oh. And like, you see other creatures that all have the one eye very similar to them and different body types, all wearing clothes. Like most of them are wearing clothes, not all of them. And they also start mimicking exactly what Tsoki's doing. They're like, oh, this is the fashion. And they start roasting hot dogs over the fire that was apparently their library containing all of their knowledge.
Oh, okay.
And Of Authority is just like, was this the correct greeting? We've heard many stories of your hatred of books.
Well, I think you've gotten a few things misinterpreted, but that's okay. We all know how word of mouth and through the grapevine is. It's hard to distinguish fact from fiction.
Like, when you say distinguishing fact from fiction, like Of Authority kind of like nods his head towards you, like, yeah, we get it.
But no, we don't typically burn down libraries as a greeting. But I suppose what counts here is the intention behind it. So thank you very much.
Oh, you are more than welcome. And it's just like you see the library like melt into the ground, like the ashes of it just kind of melt into the ground as the city street begins to shift around you, almost like it's like you're standing on a waterbed that feels solid. Like you can see the fact that the ground is moving, but every time you take a step, the ground is exactly where you want it to be for your next step.
How enlightening. This is a very unique experience.
Yes, this is your first time in Ioni. I understand. I must have mixed messages. I heard that you would all some of you had visited the Folded City, or were aware of the Folded City. We share many architectural similarities with them. They're a beautiful place.
Yes,
Ah,
I'm
yes.
acquainted with some of the people there.
It's like, a wonderful. And then, like, Of Authority leans close to Royce. Wonderful, but really kind of weird folks, aren't they? Just a little
They're-
bizarre.
Yeah, just a touch.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. And he pulls his hot dog. He's like, "Oh, did you want a bite?"
Oh no. I'm quite good. You enjoyed that all for yourself.
I will. And he sticks it right into his face. And then it comes out with just like a big bite mark, or what the most cliche bite mark out of a hot dog that you've ever seen. He didn't look like he had teeth, but it definitely has like teeth grooves in it. I'm sure you all want to get cleaned off. We'll have your luggage delivered to my manor. But right now, if you would just like to go look around the city, that is completely up to you. Of Dance will show you around and answer any questions you may have.
Very well. Thank you again. Look forward to a pleasing exchange of cultures.
I too look forward to this. Dinner will be served promptly whenever you want it to be. Just feel like you're hungry, and we'll know. And of Authority shakes everybody's hands again, and you do see your luggage just starts like moving across through the street as though it's on conveyor belts. And then as the welcome like wears away, Of Dance stands with you on what now looks like a crazy modern city street, but also colors just everywhere. And like you see people walking up and down the sides of buildings, and then just like walking into buildings. And by that I mean they don't use the doors most of the time. They just kind of walk through the walls.
This city is kind of familiar to me.
Yeah, there's a musical like theming to. I don't know if you hear it, but I'm definitely hearing like almost a very faint like background jingle almost. It's quite almost intoxicating.
Of Dance looks at you. You can hear it.
Apparently, yes. I don't know what I'm hearing, but it is very enjoyable.
She looks at all of you and she's like, "Can you all hear it?" This is
Can
me.
we?
Like, you guys totally can. Like, if you want your characters to hear it, then absolutely.
Is it kind of reminiscent of Lullaby, having music in the background?
Yes, but there's no speakers playing it specifically.
Yeah, well, speakers were just a technological limitation.
This is true.
I want Tsoki to hear it.
Yeah. You're kind of right, Patagon. Just kind of just back there.
Nods. It's just like, wow, you guys are as cool as they said you were. It's just like, do you want to go to the club?
Yes, I would like that very much.
Ah, Of Jazz will be so excited to meet you.
Neat.
So, as like you start, she's like, "Oh, it's just this way," and she starts. I didn't mean to click that. She starts walking you down the road, and you suddenly are moving at a speed that doesn't. The ground is also helping you get there. Is basically the point.
Mm-hmm.
Every step, the ground is just like also moving along with you. And then you get to the exterior of what could only be described as, what if an MC Escher painting was also a jazz nightclub?
Fantastic.
like you hear saxophone music playing from the inside, and it's loud and it's beautiful. And Of Dance leads you in, and she's like, "Oh, go ahead and take a table." Like the whole place is like crowded, but the second she says take a table, you see a completely free table, and it's very close to the stage.
Hey,
I'll,
just our luck.
I'll approach the table and I'll think of a chair.
Absolutely. And that Royce, a silver chair springs out of the ground. And like some people like look, and there's like not a hiccup from not Of Jazz. Of Jazz is not gonna break his stride. But other people around are like, oh.
The way this place works is very reminiscent of just how I use like my magic. You just kind of think of it and it happens.
So Patagon will follow Royce's lead and think of a high back like leather chair to sit in because he likes those.
Absolutely. And like as you think of your chair, it comes out and it's like, oh, it's Patagon. It is Patagon. It's not just somebody thinking that they look like Patagon. It's actually Patagon.
I think
And
I
you
could
guys
get
see a
used to this.
bartender behind, like the bartender behind the bar is just like staring at you guys, like nodding his head slowly, like I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Nope, that was all I had. So
So, Royce, you're saying that all I have to do is think about a thing and it might show up.
Yeah, so much. And I'll think of having glasses on the table.
It's just like they start to appear, and then like somebody hurries over, and she's just like she waves it down, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm Of Drinks, and we like to keep our drinks more in the mundane fashion in this establishment. If you don't mind, just let me know what you want, and I'll scurry over to the barkeeper for you. What can I get you? Literally anything you can imagine.
well, I will take a crunchy Simmons.
Anything
Absolutely.
I can imagine. I'm gonna think of a drink that only existed in Lullaby. And like try to describe that to them.
You hear like Of Jazz starts like playing a song that you remember from Lullaby on the saxophone as you ask for that drink. And this Of Drinks is just like, is it that one? As you hear the sounds of the saxophone reminding you of home, smelling exactly like you are in a bar in Lullaby, like on the seasonal world.
Yeah, that is it.
Excellent. And for you two,
I'll have whatever the bartender considers it their specialty, please.
brave, brave.
I want something with coffee, but no. Maybe put maybe some mint in there. While we're at it, throw some, I don't know, bacon. Just throw a whole bunch of stuff in there, and we'll figure it out once it comes out whether it's good or not.
Absolutely. And Of Drinks like goes to the bar, and she you see her start like already piling up your drinks on the tray as the bartender hands them to her. And Of Dance is sitting with you, just tapping her foot along with the really like what is Lullaby's what does Lullaby's jazz compilation sound like, Royce? Is it a sad song, like and sad, or is it uplifting? What do we got?
Lullaby's jazz compilation. I think it goes through some like really nice, gentle tones, smooth beat, and then it picks up to more upbeat, and it kind of has like rolling waves of energy.
Absolutely. And like you like as it gets upbeat, you just do see some people like standing up and dancing. There's no drummer or like there's nobody playing the piano is not playing right now. But there is a piano on stage. And it does look like a real one. Certain things look more real than others, if that makes sense. Like everything here is shifting. You have not seen that piano shift at all. And of drink comes back with glasses that share that quality of like the glasses themselves aren't shifting, but the drinks that are in them do. She hands Royce his drink, whatever that is. Like, and it is exactly as you wanted it. A little bit of forlorn melancholy tied with just like,
Yeah, we call it the
nostalgia.
refrain. It's like a blue tinged drink.
Oh, okay, all right. In Patagon, you have just a crunchy Simmons like set down right in front of you. Tsoki, it is. It's a good crunchy Simmons. Tsoki, have you ever seen those Bloody Marys where they literally put pizza and stuff on them?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but your cup is cut into thirds. It looks like a peace sign. Like one of them is an incredibly strong alcohol, one of them is a refreshing fruity beverage, and one of them is just straight coffee.
All right. I think he'll try each one individually, get a nice taste for it, and then he's gonna get like 3 straws and like get one good gulp of all 3 of them at the same time.
Is it good?
Oh, I doubt it.
Okay, all right. Right as like you take a sip, you hear a sour note.
I was trying to think of something that I couldn't imagine, and this is that's that. That's that for sure.
And Tobias, they bring out the specialty right now, and like it is like blacker than black 3.0 situation.
Oh no.
Like it is just a shot of the black, like you can barely tell anything is in your cup. Like it looks like it's just absorbing the whole, like all the light in the room.
Patagon takes out one of the keychain flashlights and is flashing it at that cup, trying to see, is it going to come out the other side?
Absolutely not. No light penetrates.
That is quite the drink.
He's gonna sniff it first.
I think it smells of blackberries and blue cheese.
Okay, and you said it was just like a shot?
Yep, just a shot.
Down it goes.
So you guys all see Tobias take this shot, and then instantly, all the Tobias's sclera, the whites of his eyes, just disappear as his eyes roll into the back of his head. You are having just a moment of non-sexual bliss. You know, like, because a lot of people are like, oh no, it's the greatest feeling, and everybody's like, oh no, like you came in your pants. Not that. It's just like serenity, honest serenity.
Okay.
And then, like, as you come back to it, like, his eyes will slowly fade, but like the memory, like you're not fiending for that feeling, you just can keep going back to that memory and be like, oh no, that was really good.
Okay.
And Of Jazz finishes his song, and then like the music keys up. Somebody comes and like takes a seat at the piano. I actually think Of Drinks takes her seat at the piano and starts playing. Just well, honestly, it is just Whistle Stop, but a piano version of it. As Of Jazz comes to the table and he's just like, it's like, hello, our guests have arrived. I am the musician Of Jazz. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you as well. You play a mean saxophone.
He's like, I appreciate that coming from an entertainer such as yourself. That's high praise. We heard, well, we all heard, we all knew, but that you were coming to Ioni. How is the city treating you so far?
It's been very fascinating so far. I'm quite enjoying my time.
Very glad to hear it. Have you made it to any of the shops?
I think this was our first stop here. We just had to see the entertainment venues.
I am quite honored. I am quite honored. He pulls out like a flask from his inner pocket and takes the sip. No mouth. Just so you guys know, he's pouring it directly into his pupil. And like I think the pupil might like do like your mouth pursing, like you're drinking out of a straw thing, but that is how he is drinking. And he just goes like, ah, delicious. So, how's the Celestial Sea treating you? We heard you've all made it to Haven. Had some run-ins with some pirates? As Tsoki might say, adventure?
Adventure. But yeah, no, Haven was welcoming for sure. I don't know if we've adventured much farther out than Haven, so this might be our first foray further into the Celestial Sea. But it's been nice so far.
What piques the Lockstitch's interest at current? Any no, if you cannot share it with me, feel free to keep things to yourself. I don't mean to pry. It's just I notice we are aware of your love of the films, and interest in coups and setting fires to libraries. What? Oh, did I? Was that a faux pas? Did I say something wrong?
Well, that might be a reputation that we've somehow gained. It's not what we set out for. We're more interested in science exchanges and such, getting to know the people more than the random predicaments we find ourselves in.
It's actually missions just like this one. Actually, just going in and mingling with other cultures and learning. And it's a wonderful time.
Absolutely. Like, if you. We would be more than happy to mingle. Just like, this whole city is just full of fine, upstanding citizens for you to meet. And like some people kind of laugh in the background, but you're not 100% sure if they're laughing at you guys. Do you, I mean, if this is a cultural exchange situation, do you have any questions for me? I am a rather prominent figure here in Ioni.
What brought around or about your interest in Lockstitch? I'm grateful for the invitation, but I am curious as to why you wanted to bring us four out.
Many of you have grown in popularity all through the city. And all through this city and all through the ecosahedron. Like we are on the pulse of the world. We feel all the changes that are going on. When you arrived, whoa, let me tell you, it was quite a change. We felt your city arrive all at once, throwing the city into chaos. But then we rebuilt. We learned that things could look a different way. And like he like motions around to like the 1930s aesthetic, even though it is like Escher-esque, you guys can see things that remind you slightly of the silver thimble. They are, some of them wearing, like a lot of them wearing suits and a lot of them wearing flapper dresses. And you do see, now you look at the bar and realize it looks a little bit like the diving bell. Like now that you like look at it again.
That is quite reminiscent of our own diving bell. You really did a great job with your very quick renovations.
Oh, rebuilding is nothing for us. Nothing but a thought. Of dance, it's just like they can hear the music. And like of Jazz looks at you all. Is this true?
And Officer Royce might know it best, but yeah, as soon as we walked in here, I could feel it, like, not even really like almost in my bones, I guess. I can't 100% explain it, but it was just this very distinct melody.
Of Jazz like looks, and like even though his entire face is an eye, you guys each get the feeling that he is meeting your eyes, like look, eye contact. He's just like, and you've been to Haven. I see Miss Keynote's angle in this. I suppose you might have been asked, or your crew might have been asked to find a magical melody of types. Perhaps she's looking for a secret song?
I mean, secret songs are something we have some experience with.
Like, both of them are nodding, like, happily about this. For a quick moment, of Jazz looks like he's wearing a vest and very poofy pants, and his fedora goes away. And also, he starts getting a mustache.
Oh.
Where?
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be under like the eyelid kind of situation. Like,
I wasn't ready for that question. Hold on.
Like, is it just like a fancy eyebrow, or?
Not me trying to figure out if I have a mustache token.
You should.
I was looking to see if we had a give the Harbinger mustache card.
Oh, now we have to do that one. Fuck. Well, no, thank you. She's like, but if I wore a mustache, would it be like this or like this? So, they not they're just like musically inclined folks. Miss Keynote's trying to open a stairway, I hear. Do you all? This might sound personal, but we've been given some knowledge of your culture. Not a ton. We are only aware of you as as your public figure. It's not like they've been snooping around, but they have been told some things about you. We know that you're from another world, and that some of you are from another world again.
I mean,
And that's fascinating.
if you want to get specific about it, we're from this world, technically. But also not.
That's amazing to us. We think that's absolutely fascinating. And his clothes start shifting between all of you guys' outfits and also the Lockstitch crew's uniform all at once. And then back to his jazzy ensemble. What was it like to travel to other worlds?
Well, in the simplest of sense, kind of like opening a door and going down a hallway.
Or opening a door and flying a mountain through it.
I was making it simple, Patagon.
Well, simple terms. I mean, like you here can rebuild it at a moment's notice. I mean that's essentially what it feels like. Just one moment you're in somewhere familiar, the next, we're on an adventure and we don't know what's around the next, turn or corner.
Adventure. Things have been feeling pretty adventurous lately. Even some of our folk have thought about leaving for adventure. Have you met? No, you said this was your first stop. You wouldn't have met him yet.
Met who?
There's the gentleman. He tends to keep colorful company. He is known as Of Pain. He hangs out with his friend Of Secrets.
Uh-huh.
There's a massive debate over whether any of us should leave the city.
Is there any particular reason why that would be hazardous to your state of being?
There is a concern that we might not be able to hold, completely our forms. But belief is the trick, as we believe. And if believing is the trick that we need to believe, then all we need to is believe.
Oh. No, yes, that's exactly correct.
Yes, I helped my people go through that themselves.
They turn and look at Royce. It's just like, your people?
I'm not sure how much contact you've had with others outside, but do you know of the Silver Dwarves?
And they look back and forth at each other. It's just like, no. It's that near the otters. The silver merchant otters.
In the mountains of them, they yes. They had a similar issue where they were stuck inside, as it were. They would not leave their own place for fear of losing themselves. And the trick that I gave them was essentially you have to have a firm grasp of what you are to yourself. And you have to hold on to that, and you'll keep yourself the same.
They are like, you can see them scanning their brains situation. They're like trying to like run through everything that they know, and it's just like then you hear a discordant key on the from the piano as of drinks is just like, yes, one of them left chest has him. It's just, and then like goes back to playing. It's just like, that's odd. We are not familiar with the silver dwarves other than yourself. And you say they live within a mountain.
They were very seclusive up until a little while ago, so it's not a surprise that you haven't heard them. I do have something if you would like to enjoy some cultural differences, and I'll bring out my thermos. They do produce a drink that is quite good.
Absolutely. Like, we would love to experience a new drink.
And then I will pour out some coffee for everybody who would wish to drink some.
Even me?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
They have successfully consumed the coffee, and they're just like, whoa, Jesus. The thing of Jazz starts like standing up, tapping his foot. He's like, yes, 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 yes. We need to meet these folks. We need to meet these folks. Can you get these folks here? Do they have a lot of this? Is this like a thing?
I mean, I have the ability to set up a route of trade if you would like.
I absolutely. You should talk to of authority on this one. He is the authority on this. It's just like, absolutely. And then like he picks up his sax and he starts playing that one very specific saxophone tune, like dan, do 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 dan dan. And it's like, and he's just like really into it. And at the same time he's playing the sax, he's just like, oh, I love this. Drink, 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 drink. Just nodding his head along. It's like he's up on the piano, just fucking belting this one out. And like of dance is also like super hyped on this coffee, and she just like takes to the stage just dancing like crazy. And like this vibe is, it feels contagious to everyone in this room. Like all of, like, you see other people like joining them on stage just dancing. You also notice like the tables and the chairs are also dancing along, except for the ones you guys made. Those like the ones that you thought up, they are, unless you are thinking about dancing, they are not dancing.
How interesting.
Mm.
Like the whole room, there's a feeling, huh? Let's keep that in mind.
It's like their thoughts have been affected as well when they drank this wonderful concoction that the dwarves can make.
Yeah, we just caffeinated a bar.
Oh boy.
Right? And like of dance comes back over and she's just like, I think he's gonna be a little wired for a while. Do you guys want to see somewhere else? Or are you ready to meet of authority?
I'm fine with meeting them right now.
I'd like to meet this of secrets fellow.
I'm
We could.
I'm
Okay.
down for that.
We can stop and see of secrets on the way. It's just like, none of you have any problems with, what do they call it, seizures? You're all fine with, like, incredibly colorful areas?
Yes, I believe so.
I've seen some pretty colorful areas recently, so I think we'll be fine.
The world is made up
Th-
of colors.
They're from the Loud District, so you'll see what I mean. And she leads you out the bar, and you guys can still hear the saxophone music no matter where you go in the city. At some point in real life, it would drive me crazy to keep hearing that song over and over again, but I think it like kind of melds in. As she's just like, here we are. This is the Loud District. And standing like almost like gang toughs or like kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho toughs, you know what I'm talking about? You see two of these guys, arms crossed, backs up against walls. This is of pain, and this is of secrets. But they both look like they look like instead of flappers, they were like 80s cyberpunk gang members. And like of pain looks at you, he's like, look at these guys. All dressed up, and you come here, see me? Watch it. And then Secrets just like looks and does Haxolugi, that is just like the most colorful amount of like fluid that you've ever seen like somebody spit, except it comes directly out of the center of his pupil.
If I think about changing my outfit, can I mimic the 80s gang member attire that they're wearing and have like just aviators on?
Roll me a 20 setter. So tough choice. All right, you can do it, but like you realize you're just thinking about it, right? So
Yeah.
with
That's how I was told it was
with
works.
that's how Tsoki, your curse is gonna go off.
All right.
You feel an immense amount of adventure based energy. Like you can make yourself look exactly like how you want, but you are going to encourage these two in the way that you are. And like, or you can feel that happening. You're about to influence this city with your magic. If you want to do that, you can. If you want to be like, maybe I should pull back, you can. I'm good with either one personally.
I don't think that he can pull back. I think he's fully committed. He's got the idea. He's running with it.
All right. What does your look like? Aviators, and what's the rest of your outfit?
I think it's almost like greaser style, but like colorful leather. So, um, just like real slick back hair, just the aviators. It's got like a nice, like overcoat, just everything leather, but it's colorful leather with like a really vibrant undershirt.
Absolutely. I can I suggest one change?
Yeah.
For the aviators, imagine if it was just one aviator, like just one lens that covered your whole face, like covered both of your eyes.
Yep, that works. I like that.
Thank you. And it's just like, of pain's like, yo, I didn't know one of you guys were like cool. And like he goes to give you like a very specific like high five situation, like a secret handshake. And Tsoki, you know this perfectly. Or like maybe your outfit knows it.
Yeah, Soki just goes in fully into it, just doing the dips, doing the dives, just hopping around, making a scene out of it.
The rest of you three see this happening, for the record. Like, and it's not like to you, you watched him change. To them, he's always been this way.
Yeah, that's quite the transformation.
It's like, all right. Of Secrets is just like, okay, what you guys need to know? What you guys looking to do? What's up? We can tell you ain't cops.
Damn right. Feel free to tell them what you want, boys. As Soki just gestures to the other three.
Well, Tobias, if you want to start, I know that Billy, you had a few questions of your own.
Well, we heard there'd been some debate about leaving the city.
That's right. Me and Of Secrets here thinking about going out and having an adventure of our own. And now, knowing that there's more people out there like us, like this guy, we definitely need to hit those high seas ourselves. Just like, you guys are from the Lockstitch, right? That's where you guys are from?
Yes.
Is it true that one of your crew members has a vehicle that's like it rides on water? I think somebody called it a jet ski. Is that a real thing?
Sure is. Guy you're looking for is named Blueberry. He's pretty chill. He's a pretty laid back guy. Gets you anything you want. Talks a little bit funny though. He says a lot of words that don't make a lot of sense, but yeah, you kind of get used to it after a while.
Tomb Squad. I didn't think Tomb Squad was a real thing. I thought that was just a rumor.
Tomb
But
Squad?
like, you guys suddenly see Tomb Squad graffiti appear on one of the buildings. Like, you can watch it happen.
I think Soki just randomly has a spray can in his hand now.
It's just like, it's okay. Yeah. That spray can is whatever color you want it to be when you press down, and like you don't have to let it up to change what color it is. It's just whatever color when you want it.
Perfect.
Royce, there's something about this place that while it like swirls around and like messes with everybody else's outfits, nothing of Royce's outfit has changed at all since he got here. Like Royce feels like a rock. I mean, Royce looks like a rock in this place.
I'm just so dependable.
It's just like, you guys thinking you got a place for us? Just like, what? And it's just like, oh, Secret's just like, all right. Hear me out. You guys are from Lockstitch. We want to go exploring. What if? And it's just like, this is, and of Pain elbows of Secrets. It's just like, this is that professor guy. This is Tobias. And they're like, what? It's like, yo, you think you can get us in the academy? How do we sign up? It's like, I can shoot things, Of Pain says, and like quickly pulls out a Glock.
That won't
It's
be
got me real good.
necessary.
Oh.
Though I definitely believe you.
He's like, oh, okay. And he drops the gun on the ground, and you just see it like melt into the ground below him. It's like, it's like paperwork we need to sign. Like,
What would the
what do I? Oh, go
would
for
he
it.
be able to have some applications on his person in his bag?
Absolutely, you can have applications on your person.
So he'd kind of think about it, reach into the bag and pull out the 2 applications for them. You'll have to mind that some of the corners of the pages have been he'd look eaten.
It's like, oh, so wait a minute, eaten? They look at the tiny nibbles. It's just like, tiny horse. Tiny horse is real.
Yes, Tiny Horse is real. His name is Sebastian.
Oh, she's like, how do I get a tiny horse? Do you get a tiny horse when you sign up?
No, he is a special case.
Can't be assigned tiny horse. And they look back and forth at each other. It's still worth signing up. It might be worth signing up. It's just like adventure.
Yeah, I mean, you might find a tiny horse of your own. Who knows?
Tiny
There
horse.
is one no, there's a large horse I've been researching, but you never know. Sebastian
Large
is
horse,
sometimes
you say?
also a large horse.
Just like differently sized horses. And that just leads me to the question, what do we have normal horses in this world? Because we did a cowboy show yesterday where instead of riding horses, everybody was riding centipedes.
Oh, we
No,
have.
But
I
we know
think
that
it's
tiny
just
horses.
I think it's just either tiny horses or absurdly large horses.
No, this would be funny. Maybe we have what one of my friends deem growling horses, and they're meat eating horses.
Oh, we've got. Okay. So now we have meat eating horses. We have bone eating deers out there. Don't know if everybody remembers. We have a bunch of deers that will bite you, but it doesn't break your skin. They just take your bones out.
Oh, they just slurp the bones right out.
They slip the bones right out. There's no damage to the skin. But you know,
So they're like bone vampires.
kind of. But like, they just like if they bite your chest, they just take your ribs. Like it doesn't hurt except for however much it hurts when your bones get eaten.
It doesn't hurt except for when your bones are torn out of your body, essentially.
Basically. I keep thinking of it as that one scene in the Harry Potter movie where somebody drank like a potion to heal them, but their bones went away. I think that happened in one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what happens if the those creatures get their hands on you. But so we know we've got and Tobias would be the one that knows it. Like I imagine Tobias in the library of Yoke researching horses, and it just constantly references tiny horse and large horse, but no middle horse.
Yep.
It's just like these two fill out their applications so quick, and they're just like, "Here you go. Are we in? When do we get the cool uniforms?" It's like, yeah, like real uniforms. Do we get real clothes? Like clothes?
Marcus is a great tailor, so if you don't like just the plain uniform, I'm sure he could whip you something up that fits your fancy. So.
Are your clothes not?
Well, our clothes are just made of us. And like he like grabs his collar and stretches it way out, and it like almost like gum. It's like it's just this. You can go to the shop. Like Otters has begun selling some items from outside, like Ioni, like not made of us. And the bar, the jazz club, like their glasses are like real glasses, and I guess they have a real piano too. They're pretty excited about that. But like all of this is just us. And he like pulls on his like outfit again, like points at where the gun was, which is now just like become a puddle that is shaped like a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So everything around you is kind of a collective of your own experiences and, things then? Is that how I'm understanding this?
Oh, you guys are new to Ione. I thought you guys would like know stuff, like everything. Oh no. Then yeah, absolutely. We're a collective consciousness. Like we're independent. Like I am me, and of secrets is of secrets. But like, and they like move together, and they become like a larger amalgamation of both of them. It's like, and now I am this. I am of secret pain. I keep it, and then they separate again. And like, we're not sure if we could do that outside, but we can do it here.
That makes sense. That's
Like, this
why
isn't even what I
everybody-
looked like a couple years ago. A couple years ago, we were really into centipedes.
I see.
Ugh.
Everywhere. It was just, this whole place was just desert. That was a wooden house. We had some wooden houses over there. Like, they really got into the bone meal aesthetic for a while. But then we made some new friends, we got some visitors, and then we heard about you guys, so we thought, towers and windows and jazz clubs and stuff were going to be in. So here we are.
So if you were to leave this place, would it hurt the rest? Do you know?
We don't think so. Actually, can all four of you roll me a 20-sider? Wow. We got 6, 7, 8, 6. All tough choices. Okay. You guys can learn this information, but they're gonna keep a little bit back. Like, they're gonna keep a secret from you. There's more to it than what they're sharing. But she's like, no, everybody will be fine. Everybody here will be fine. And they're telling the truth. They can leave without pain happening. Like, there's gonna be no physical pain.
If you're gone for too long, do you think you'd be able to come back easily, reintegrate? Or do you think you'll become separated from the rest?
Tsoki, as a mystician, you tell me that. Is that a theory that Tsoki has about them? Like, based on, like, their aura going on. And they have some fucking powerful magical auras going on. Almost as strong as any of you, as far as, like, magic. Like, if I were to tell you, they probably only have 4 HP, but they easily have 12 AP.
Yeah, I think that's definitely Soki's theory. That's like the one thing that he's concerned about is, if it doesn't hurt the collective, do they become more individualized as they get further and further away? It's kind of the thought process there.
It's like, that makes sense, but like, then I get to live my own life. I get to be me. I get to be of pain. Out there. And I like this form. I could stay here. I could stay like this.
Are their applications the same or are they different?
Completely different.
Okay.
Secrets has a nut allergy.
Shame.
But like, they were born, like, their age. Okay, what are some of the questions on the application? And I'll try to answer them for you.
Well, name, age.
Probably desired role.
Yeah, desired role.
Alright, okay. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
are you
Hold on, I'll write
applying
these
to
down.
Lockstitch?
Okay. The name on you have. I think you guys know. But I wasn't gonna say it out loud so quick. You see, full name is just like of secrets, like as their last name, and both of their first names are the same, and it just says Harbinger.
Okay.
Like, their age has so many zeros it goes off the page. Like, desired role of Pain is he wants to be a wayweaver, and of secrets wants to be a mystician. What led them to apply is, you guys seem cool, and is what of Pain writes, and like, maybe I'll get to play with a real gun. And then of secrets just says, did you see Tsoki's outfit?
Fantastic.
Those are almost certainly not the worst reasons that we've ever seen on these applications. So,
Now, Alan, remind me, what are the other two Harbingers names that we've met
We
in
know
Liminal?
we know of change and of destruction. And you know about another one. Like, it has been said out loud that there's a Harbinger of Change, which is the one that my icon is, and the Harbinger of Destruction, which was the other one. And we have heard, and I'm just gonna like remind everybody, we have heard of the Harbinger of Death.
I think Soki's going to ask him if
Oh,
they
Sirius got it.
know of, I guess, of destruction and of change, and if they are around.
Oh, we met Change. Change came in not too long ago. He inspired this look. It's like, yeah, he was here. He hung out with Of Authority. Like, if Of Authority thought he was so cool, the collective began to shift aesthetics. And now we are slightly all of change.
I see. Soki's going to mutter under his breath, so they are here.
Wouldn't that be an example then of someone like you that has left and returned then?
Oh, no, he isn't like. We are not harbingers, specifically. We like the names, and the of is very fun for us to say. But our natural state, if you could call it that, was forgotten long ago. We're not even sure what we look like in that form anymore, and it's better this way.
Would that form be of all?
Of one. It's boring being one. I like being me. As they both kind of get sad a little bit. But like if we join you, then we really get to be us. Forever.
I mean, I don't see any problem with trying to be your own individuals.
Being an individual helps, strengthen everyone around you. So I don't see anything wrong with that either.
And it does seem like the two of you know who you want to be.
I've wanted to be of pain for at least a year now. And that's the longest I've ever been in one form. I haven't really changed this form in a year. Can you believe that? Basically, to them, it's like you never changed an outfit for a year. Because that is how, like, nebulous their forms are to them. Is at least the impression that I'm trying to give off. But let me tell you, you guys being here is already doing some stuff. And Tobias, if you like look around, you see like she is very Harbinger like in the sense that she only has the one eye, but she is walking down the street wearing a chef's coat, and she has very similar like body size and shape to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you even see like a bit of a like a discoloration around the eye.
Okay.
And Patagon, there's definitely a couple penguin ones walking around.
Nods.
You guys got influence. I promise. Give it a month or two, this place is gonna change completely. And it's just like if I leave the Silver Thimble, and if we go to the Silver Thimble, can we start watching those movies? Did you guys bring those movies? We're really interested in those movies. We haven't been able to see them yet.
Did we pack any copies? I don't believe we did. No, I think we had a poster from the movie release, though, if that helps.
I would love a poster. We could posters?
Yeah,
Like, and a lot of people are like, a lot of people around sense the like creative energy situation happening, and like they all gather around to look at the posters.
Yeah, local artist whipped these up quite beautifully. I'd say so myself. So.
It's like, and then like you start to see like some like as they look at it, you start to see some cowboy hats appearing on their heads, and multiples of them like are now very reminiscent of Flynn, very reminiscent of Cass, very reminiscent like one of them becomes like very close to James for a second, but just with the one eye, and then like everybody's like no 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 no, and he like turns back and like turns into Valentina like an ant. But again, just the one eye. Just like of secrets and of pain are both like, if we're gonna leave the city, we're probably gonna need real clothes. Will these ones go away? Probably not. But we should take on forms that are naked underneath so we can wear clothes in case we get locked into a form.
Good thing we have Tomb Squad merch. Give you a chance to try out some real clothes.
Oh, they would have. Did they take your like? They took your luggage. Oh, I know where they would have taken it. They probably would have taken it to the shop. It's like, I bet you can convince them to give us some clothes. It's like you guys have a meeting to get to, but
That meeting
like,
happens
I
when we
have.
want it to.
It does happen when you want it to. It's just like, but like you guys are gonna have to do some quick talking, because of otters and of greed are not exactly the easiest to negotiate with. It's just like, do you guys mind like taking the lead on this negotiations? It's like we were just gonna leave and like wear this, but sounds like better if we just dress the part. Do you all wear Tomb Squad merch there?
Not everybody.
Just like the individuality that you're dreaming of. People wear just about anything, honestly. There's different cultures that have different styles, similar to like Royce here and Tobias, and and yeah, even Tsoki's Tomb Squad fans really love that merch. So
Tomb
you
Squad?
can Tomb Squad.
Peanut way in the background. Tomb Squad.
It's like Soki reflexively T poses anytime somebody says Tomb Squad around him, and he just mutters Tomb Squad. So
All right, do like I'm gonna take us to the shop. Prepare yourselves
Oh dear.
Prepare.
because these two are a fucking situation.
Oh
When you
boy.
walk into the shop, you see immediately what could only be thought of as what if Krieg was a harbinger, but also ran a shop.
No.
And then you see very much what if an otter was a harbinger. This is, to no surprise, of otters and of Krieg and of greed. And looking
Greed is
around,
right.
all of the items in this shop have a certain amount of reality to them. Like they are not shifting. They do not seem to sway with the music. And they see you guys come in, and like they look at it's like, oh, and like they brush off their clothes. It's like a welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come in, come in. Like what can I get for you? You have coin? I would love to take your coin for you. Just have a seat over here. What might you be interested in today?
I think Soki's just going to be looking around at this, just totally distracted, looking around at all the stuff that they didn't bring in to see what else is there.
Oh yeah, there's a good amount of stuff. You see on the wall there is a hexagon shape with like a there's a bar that goes under it, and it's just like it says battle axe, and it's bright. The hexagon is bright red with some white letters on it. And like anybody from like the real world would say that's a stop sign. And then you see a couple like you see real food. Like you see like it just says real fruit, and it's multiple like just normal fruit, but at an exorbitant cost. And then you see multiple copies of the Red Planet Plaid, and then Those are the items that I know are here. But if you want to say you see something else, let me know.
So if we were to set up trade for items from outside, they would be sold here.
It's like, yes, yes. We are the proprietors of the one and only store in all of Ioni.
And you are all fairly busy then, I take it?
Not as busy as we'd like to be. It's hard to get items from outside the city when we don't leave, and a lot of people don't like coming here. Can you believe it? The people at Haven think we're weird.
Well, do I have an item for you?
Oh, and they slide over. Of Otter slides over. He's just like, I will do the stay over there of Greed. I will do the negotiating here. Maybe we're interested. He like looks away, kind of coyly, but at the same time keeps peeking back over and over again.
Some glasses for you to taste.
Glasses. Like,
does it work here?
Glasses?
Can I imagine drinking glasses and they pop up?
You can, but like it's just like that's just made of us. Oh wait, no, it would be silver. That just like takes a big step back. And it's just like, oh, okay. You want to use something? What is it? And like, he like reaches his finger out to poke it. It does not burn him like it does
good.
the alchemist or anything. He pokes at it. It's like, but if you want to make glasses, you're gonna have to use your like actual silver or your blood.
I mean,
because your blood works that way too. Yeah, right.
But I'm just making a couple drinking glasses for him.
Excellent. And it's just like, it's like us, but it's not us.
And I'm gonna pour probably like the rest of the coffee into here for them to taste.
I'm gonna roll for these. No, because I rolled a 12. All of these guys, because they all collectively, while they're in the city, unless one of them believes it's allergic to nuts for some reason, they do not have an allergy to it. And he's just like, oh, dude. This is pretty good. This is pretty all right. I think this is all right. What can we do with it? What does it do for you? Do we drink it like? Can you put it in other things? How do we just sell it? Do you sell it by the pound? Like, how do you make the drink? Does it come in a dried form? Does it come in a solid form?
Yes. To all the above.
This would be delicious. Greed, you gotta try this. And Greed just like comes over and reluctantly takes a sip. It seems fine. I think this seems really fucking good. This is really good. How can I help you guys? What would you like to trade for this? Can we sell this? How much of this do you have? Do you have a lot of it on you right now?
I have an amount on me, but I can certainly set up a steady trade route to supply you with as much as you need.
Now, when you sell this in like normal situations, do people like consume it with other things? What is the preferred way of enjoying this beverage, this fine item here?
Well,
do we need to like sit down calmly?
Quite many different uses. You can have it as just the beverage itself. You can enjoy it with pastries and such as those. You can have it with dinner, with lunch. You can even turn it into a dessert.
Oh, it's just like, do you have the instructions? I think what are the recipes? Do any of you have recipes for these type things? We would take anything in the shop that you would want.
Tobias over here, I'm sure, could come up with recipes that make you drool.
I believe there was a coffee cake recipe at some point, maybe back in the hotel days, but I do remember that quite fondly.
So Tobias reaches into his bag and pulls out his dossier, which is essentially his cookbook. Because he finds a recipe he likes, he slaps it in there and copies it.
Love it. Love it.
as all great chefs do.
So he's going to take a moment and search through and find a few recipes that involve coffee, sweet and savory both. And
Just looking at the book of greed, you guys, of greed is like standing there, and you, Tsoki, oh, 3 of you immediately would get this. Patagon, you hear a certain sound, like a musical like note, and like the only way that I can phrase this is you guys know when like, oh, this is gonna be so fucking niche. Any of you that watch wrestling, do you know that one song that's just like money, 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 and then the ching sound happens? Like that's happening around of greed. Tsoki and Royce, you both see greed spirits haloing of greed. This is the first spirit that you've actually seen in, not the Pink Floyd song. That's a different one. Like that's money, so they say, is the root of all evil today. But that's not true in this sense. They don't say money's the root of evil. Cheer. They like it. This guy likes it. One of them likes money. And he just happens to look like Krieg, and we assume it's unrelated. And of others is just like, yes, 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 we could set up a little shop. And like, of others, like, and like, you would trade us these recipes, and then we could perhaps purchase ingredients for these recipes from you. Of real, solid ingredients, actual food.
Don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm sure the farmers of Silver Thimble and other places around the Echo would jump at the opportunity to open trade with anyone, especially someone who has such a high desire of culture such as yourselves.
I suppose the main thing though would be what item or items would you say are unique to here that you would love to trade outside of here?
I'm trying to think of what you could get that is from here that when you leave doesn't just become them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the streets outside are just them.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically anything in this entire city has that is not like brought from another place is as sentient as any of the people. Well, the number one thing that we can do, and it's like we could provide unique experiences tailored to a person. Sadly, you'd have to be here for it. It's like, how do we bank on that? Like, how do we, like, I can give you some of the items that have been traded to us for multiple, like from other people, and then they come here and we give them a good time once in a while, and then they leave behind some items for us.
Oh man, I hate that. Like, I'm just thinking, oh man, we can just set up a resort here.
I was thinking something similar, but actually like a movie production studio.
I'm just thinking that our last resort went so well.
Dude, making movies here would be
Movies, yes.
so easy. You just have a studio, you think it, all effects practical. You just think it up and it just happens.
I think you guys are right. We should go down that route.
Because you wouldn't need to leave here, because you just film it and you could ship the film itself, and and then so that would be the part of the other side of the trade. Essentially, is just being able to utilize your facilities.
And if they can incorporate their good times into it, I mean, that's all the better, right?
Yeah, and if people want to just show up, just hang out and like you said, a resort, that's definitely seems to be a useful idea as well.
Of Otters and of Greed look at each other and they're just like, well, the movies. How many people would you need to bring into the city at the same time? And like you see Secrets and Pain look at each other too, just like we have concerns of too many disparate thoughts. Does that make sense to you?
All right. Yeah, I could see that being an issue.
But as long as it's just a temporary thing, and if everybody has a time limit that they have to be out of the city by, like nobody stays in the city past midnight situation, we could make this work.
Well, if you want to write this
You
down,
would have to ask of authority. Obviously, it's just like you'd have to ask of authority, and then they look up and be like, he says it's mostly okay. It seems okay. We'd have to pan out the finer details. Actually, they don't look up. You see their feet sink into the ground as they basically ask.
I mean, even if it's small crews, I mean we do on location shoots for like Patagon show for crowd work and everything. So I mean you wouldn't really necessarily need a lot of people to do something as spectacular as what you've been able to show us today. So I think there's still a good value that can be worked through, like you said, in the details.
Absolutely, we could do this. We could do this thing. Tsoki, can you just roll me a 13? Can you roll me a 20?
I would love to roll you a 13 right now.
Yeah,
I can
right.
make
This
it
is
a
me
13 if you want.
testing. I will. Like, if you guys want to guarantee a 13, I do the roll just so in case we see it if it's a 1. But like if we're down to just change it to a 13, I would take it.
I would like a 13.
A 2. That landed on the edge, guys. That's not a 2. That's might as well be an 18. I think Sept, you're turning that into a 13?
Yeah, just trying to find. I can't type.
Oh no, absolutely. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and like start narrating what's going on in the meantime. Then, like, Tsoki, your one giant lens aviator sunglass, like on, like it starts to like light up, and they immediately stop worrying about the threats to their city. And it's just like they're like, absolutely. And it could be right over here, and like the place starts shifting into almost a movie studio.
Just think of all the things you could do with that.
Don't worry, guys. I have a movie studio always on lock. Just
that concerns me.
got to be ready for it. And you guys see of Greed and of Otters just like looking around. It's just like, yes. This will become the silver screen dream. It's like we will be not just take on other people's ideas. We will start being the ones that generate the pop culture. That sounds fascinating. And what else can we do? What other ideas can we share with the world? It's just, do you guys have any ideas, any films that we should record, like any things to get us started?
This is all you guys. I'm not an expert on any films.
Okay, I need to go back and figure out what all those suggestions were for.
Yeah, I was just trying to
You were
scroll back
asking
to
me.
yesterday's discussion with
Yeah.
them.
Just, they look at Tobias, they're like, could you, like, could you show everybody here how to cook those fantastic dishes of yours?
Of course.
Are we gonna make a cooking show?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
10 Minutes with Tobias cooking show? Sponsored by Patagon's Network?
Yeah, I'm sure you could get Reedy in on that, and even Craig's Market Square would love to try out new recipes and in real time.
What if you could do another show that's like you bring the best chefs from all over the world and they compete to make the best, just the best food that they can, and then y'all could be the judges.
Yeah, there's a panel of judges.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we would give them like a trophy, and like based on you, it could be like silver chefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the room around you guys becomes a kitchen.
Now that's production value.
This will go wonderfully. It's just like, okay, and you guys can get us the real film, like the real reels. Haha! Punches each other in the shoulders.
Yes.
It's just like, oh, this is gonna be fascinating. You guys, we'll bring the cameras and we'll get the film and we'll shoot everything on here because we can make everything on location. There is going to be a slight when you record this stuff, everything is kind of flowy here. Like it doesn't look 100% real. If you guys get my drift,
Except the stuff that is.
except the stuff that is. So like if you guys bring in like props and stuff, the props will look really good. But if you just want like for backgrounds, like whatever they generate will it's kind of like Midjourney. I did not know I was inventing AI in here, but basically that.
Yeah, it's close enough, but also just a little bit funky.
Yeah, it's just a little funky. It's just like, why does that tree have hands?
It's legally
like,
distinct.
clip it out of the
Midjourney.
shot.
It'll be part of the appeal.
They are so excited. They are like drafting out contracts for you guys right now. It's just like, it's just like, we should. And they check their watch, which is completely unnecessary because the watch wasn't there until a second ago. It's just like, you guys might want to go visit with of authority, though. I'm sure he has something to mention, and we'll get this paperwork filled out for when you leave. We'll be all set with it. And of secrets, of pain, we'll get you your outfits. Don't worry about it.
Well, we'll leave you to it then.
Just like, this has been a real treat, and I look forward to working with all of you. And they shake your hands, and like when they shake Tobias's hand, it feels like you are shaking the hand of somebody made of silly putty.
Okay.
Like you can give it a little bit of a squeeze, and like you will leave an indentation of your hand, but then it immediately fills back in when they're done. Same with Patagon, same with Tsoki. When they get to Royce, it is a solid, firm handshake. There
That's
is
so
no
weird.
and like they both look at their hands right after they shake your hand, and they're like, you see them like doing the move, wiggling their fingers, and then eventually a hand becomes just a fish, and then back to a hand again, like,
Hmm.
Let me take you to of authorities. Wait, did I not? I did not show you guys even the best. All right, so we got to walk down the street of authority.
Jeez, all the eyes.
And they're all looking at you guys the whole time. Like,
This 1984.
Oh,
Can I imagine them
this is
all with
Go ahead.
the aviator blast?
All right, roll against me. I got a 14. Half as good. They all, like, you see the aviator thing appear for a second, and then they just like, all the eyes are focused directly on Tsoki. Tsoki, in this moment, you are incredibly real. Your clothes are shifting, the ones that you made here, and like they go away, and you are back in your tomb squad. Your aviator is gone, as they see you for exactly who you are. And then for a moment, you feel them see you for what you are.
I'm sure that's fine. But like I feel that as well, them seeing what
Oh yeah.
I am.
Yeah, you feel the probing. As the eye like goes over all of you, and like you feel marked. Kai, they know that you where you are from. They know that you are Tobias. They know that you are from Pastora. They understand your history in a glance. Like, you hear the city kind of chuckle at the chef chief demolitions expert like mix up.
mm-hmm.
Patagon, you feel it's almost like a dressing down. Like, they are aware of you. Like, you feel a moment of sympathy as you receive a flash through your head of when the librarian stabbed you, like when you were full of quills. You feel that moment again, not like in a painful way, but like your brain going over the memory of it, and you feel sympathy.
Okay.
Royce, they bounce what the fuck off you. They're like, huh? Like, the other three feel like irritation, but Royce is just like a closed book. He cannot be read. All that they can read from Royce is just like Royce.
I'm a closed book, you say. Ha ha ha.
Very good.
I have tokens. I have tokens for everything.
Yep, there it is. The infamous Book of Royce.
Perfect.
Right. Oh, you hear like one of the elevators just like ding in a very specific ding that is just like over here.
I believe that's us.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you guys get in the elevator, it starts going up and then just becomes this room. Like, this is what the elevator looks like on the inside.
Gotta get us some of these elevators. This is fun.
And Of Authority is sitting there and he's just like, he is sipping some of the coffee now as well. It's just like, this is fascinating. As I'm sure that you have been made aware throughout the town, we are looking to expand trade into the wider world outside, and you have already done quite a good job of it. We are building movie theaters as we speak, reshaping this world already. But I'm aware that you have made contact with many of our people and you have learned about our common friend that we have of change. Have you seen of change lately? We met him about a year ago and have not seen eye nor tail of him since.
I've only seen him in my dreams recently. Never never eye to eye.
Of Authority nods, and he's just like, a shame. We'd like to speak to him again. And now on to more pressing matters before we run out of time. What do you know of the alchemists?
Patagon looks to Royce and be like, I think you might want to speak on this.
I mean, I'm no expert, but there's certainly
But you are aware of them.
yes, they have a propensity of getting into our business.
He stands up and like it this all kind of seems like a show. Like he walks to the window and like looks out it. He's looking out not on the street that you guys just walked out of. He has a completely different like scene playing out there. It's just like a beautiful skyline, like trees, some birds chirping. And it's just like we have concerns of them. They are playing with things that worry us. The null metal.
Yes.
We
And
have the same worries of the null metal. We're doing independent research at this moment to try to defend ourselves against its more unsavory properties.
he goes to this window back here and just does the same thing. He puts his arms behind his back. I don't know if he had arms a second ago, but now he definitely does, and his hands are clasped behind his back. He has entirely too many fingers. As he looks out, he's just like, we have concerns that they are playing with the very threads of reality as well. Cutting into a place that we cannot see into, but we can feel it. We felt it when you came out of it.
Yeah, and they definitely have no regard for who they harm, making and unmaking these supposed anomalous holes, as they call them.
Excellent. So we are in agreement. They must be destroyed. Or stopped. Stopped, probably. We don't have to destroy them.
It's definitely a topic of concern for both of us, yes.
Good. Good. We know that they are from the Folded City. We've been to the Folded City. There was once a door that led straight from here to the Folded City. But our song was lost.
The song opened the door.
We had a part of a song that opened a door. It opens many doors. The entire celestial sea. All of us had a song. But some people felt to go their own way, to stop being part of the group, to being selfish is what they were. And the song broke, and we lost it. And we've been trying for many years to find it once again. Mr. of Jazz, you may have met him, has been working hard on it. I think they like to be polite. They say stuff like you may have met them when they know fully who you met and what you've done in the town. But they are just being polite.
Right.
Now we have a team looking into the disappearance of the song, right?
Yeah, you guys do.
We know that.
You do. Yeah, you guys would definitely know.
So I guess.
And you know that right now that they are working hard on that.
So I guess a question Tsoki would have would be: is there anything you could tell us that might help our team investigating the matter? Maybe pinpoint a direction or actions that they might have to take to find your song again?
Yes, I can grant you this information as long as I am assured by you that the silver thimble will help us in the suppression of these alchemists. They are incredibly dangerous to us.
That sounds like a mutual deal, in my opinion, but I will defer to the officers and senior officer in charge here.
Yeah.
Seems like a
Sold then.
mutually beneficial agreement to me. What do you think, Royce?
Yeah. I don't see any reason not to.
It's like, then it is done. And hands come out of like the furniture in front of you guys to shake everybody's hand.
I'll take it. Shake it.
I give it a hand, the secret handshake from earlier.
Like you hear of authority sigh at the secret handshake, but it does do it. It's like, I am of authority. I speak for Ioni. The collective as one. And with this agreement, we have a binding deal. Your friends. The entire room becomes like if you look down on the floor, you have the map. You have the map like laid out. I wonder. Nope, those aren't you. You have the map like laid out under you, and it's just like you have been to Haven, and now you have seen Ioni. You must send your team to Mixel. In Mixel is where they will find the broken song. If they reforge that song, we will be much closer to opening the stairway to heaven. What a pathetic. Sorry, not pathetic. Simplistic way of looking at it. It is neither a stairway, nor does it lead to heaven. And the entire room air quotes. I don't know what that looks like, but it happens.
What does it lead to?
Many paths, many halls, many doors. it will, with it turned back on, the world will become liminal again.
I can't say I wouldn't enjoy that.
Hmm.
Of authority, I have a question for you.
Oh, yes, my friend.
Do you know what might happen if one or two individuals were to leave Ioni? Would they retain the connection to the collective, or would it be cut off? Or has that just not been
We have theories.
explored yet?
We have theories that at some point they might become too solidified to rejoin the collective as one, to become one being. We understand that that is a risk. It's like, I assume that you are speaking of pain and of secret.
Yes.
They are two of our most independent. And I do have the same concerns that they will not be able to rejoin us once they spend too long out there. Whether it's a time or whether it is they
State of
learn
mind.
more. Yeah, yet to be defined, but I do not begrudge anyone who wishes to leave. The city will reproduce itself. We will be unharmed inside, other than a pit of sadness, like when you lose a tooth. Eventually, a new tooth comes in, right? You guys, teeth regrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
They did last time.
No.
for some species of folk, yes.
But not everyone. Teeth are different. This. Nobody tells me about teeth. What of the fairies? The fairies take teeth?
Tobias gets this 1,000-yard stare look in his eyes and just, I would rather not speak of the teeth fairies.
Nah, yes. Teeth fairies. Do they eat the teeth? Never. No. That's no another time. So we're in agreement. And Ioni and Lockstitch together will defeat the alchemists and reopen the doorways. Or stairway to heaven, as Miss Keynote refers to it. Well, that's just grand. Do you need food? Are you hungry? And he like food just appears on the table. This food will recover your AP, but will do nothing for like your real hunger. It illusionarily will make you feel like you're full, but you're not actually full. But like your stomach won't be growling afterwards. It'll trick your body into believing that you're full, but you will starve to death if you eat nothing but this.
Very good warning. I would partake. I mean, it's a
As long
celebratory
as-
moment.
As long as we can pair it with the breads that I brought with us, then sure.
Of course, I would love to try your breads. You guys are gonna feed this city, and the city's gonna get so fat because they're not used to actually eating.
Does it mean they don't actually defecate normally?
They definitely do not defecate normally.
No. Boy.
That's gonna be the newest trend. They're gonna think
No.
shitting is the coolest thing.
Not,
think
not,
it's the
not
shit.
actual birds. Not actual birds.
You
They're
got
gonna think
you
it's
got-
the shit.
What, are they like owls?
Fashionably
Will
shitting
they'll
is
leave
so
pellets
funny.
around?
Oh god, I did. Is it pellets?
Do they just like they eat a bunch of stuff and then it's just like a tiny little pellet of what they didn't digest?
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna take on the more owl-like persona, maybe.
Harbingers are not owls.
True.
Like the
Why do you
only
sound so
hole that they
defeated?
have in their body is their face.
Oh, so their face is a cloaca.
That's
I was gonna say this is just making more questions. I think I hate that.
Yes. One
Did you guys
hole
ever
for
seen that
all
egg
uses.
thing?
Oh God.
Like the egg tube thing? Like it was like really terrible invention. It's like that's how like I think of greed and of no wait, it's gotta be of dance and of jazz were the first two to drink coffee. It's finally hitting them. And they're both just like, what's happening?
It's a hell of a word combo. The facial cloaca. We're coining that. That's
The
going on a
facial
shirt.
cloaca
Yikes.
slowly sliming out a slizzy glizzy.
Oh no.
Yeah, except you and Casa got it. Like they are not harbingers, but they really like what the harbingers look like. So they
They're
started
like mimics.
more or less, yeah. Like voice. Like you guys, your character can understand that too. They are. It is a shape shifting city.
Mm-hmm.
They do not know what their original form looks like. It's so long ago they stopped. Shapeshitters is just terrible.
Shape. Yes, the city of shapeshitters. Yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, slip the tongue.
Musically inclined shapeshitters. Oh, okay. All right.
New credence to the phrase "speaking out your ass."
Wow, your breath smells like shit.
The other version of scat. Damn it, console.
Bada bee, ba ba bada poop. Ba ba bada poop.
This is.
All right.
Well, about that time.
Yeah, I think we roll
sorry.
credits here, guys.
I'm so
All right.
sorry.
Like
You guys just enjoying your food with of authority. Did you guys meet all of them that I made?
They actually just
we
killed
tried
me.
our best.
We did
Okay,
meet
you met
everybody.
of greed.
We met
You
them.
met of
We've got of dance, of authority, of jazz, of drinks, of pain, of secrets, of otters, and of greed.
So where's
Yep,
of pleasure?
That's all. They're definitely somewhere there is an of pleasure.
Yeah, there's a red light district that's everywhere. We know.
For the record, of drinks likes being a waitress. That's what she's basically a shapeshifter cosplaying as a waitress, and that's what she likes to do.
That's neat.
Because nobody needs to do any jobs here. Like of jazz just likes music and he studies music. Of secrets likes to keep secrets. Of pain likes to cause pain. Or likes the concept of pain. He doesn't. I don't think he's ever actually hurt anyone, but conceptually he's down. And there you will be seeing other people walking around wearing your clothes. And I definitely think there's a moment where we see somebody with a mustache and their eye has split into two eyes and they look a lot like Royce.
Brahm? I just automatically think everybody who's like looks like Royce is just gonna be Brahm now.
Yeah, okay, I think it's time for a real quick recap for today's game, which simultaneously nothing but everything happened, which is always my favorite kind of game. So we started off on a cultural exchange mission between Ioni and Lockstitch, specifically Lockstitch, not the Silver Thimble, where they invited Patagon, Tsoki, Royce, and Tobias, Professor Tobias, to Ioni to just meet with the people. Once we got there, we realized also bringing lots of goodies for them, including people gonna be walking around in so much merch because it's real and that's a novelty to them. Like we're just gonna see so many people walking around in big baggy t-shirts being like, yeah. As like you guys got there, you realize that they look a lot like Harbingers, and they burnt down a library as soon as you got there. And also, just because you four know, but that library didn't only existed for that gag, for that like welcoming. It was not all of their knowledge, because it was just them. The fire was just them as well, including the Molotov. It's all just them. And then you guys went to a jazz club, met a jazzy guy, learned that there is a song underneath the city, and they are incredibly surprised that you guys can hear it and feel it, specifically feel it. And like Patagon, Royce, and Tsoki make very much sense to hear that, but like Tobias also hearing it just basically means any of you can hear it. Some louder than others for sure, but like the more musically inclined definitely hear it better, or definitely can identify it better. We made 2 new recruits of like gang toughs, one named Of Pain and one named Of Secrets. They are joining the academy. They will be, I think, tutored by Tobias, and that'll be fun.
Yeah.
They're gonna love eating real food, for the record. We introduced coffee in a terrifying way. Tsoki spread adventure to the whole city, and a lot of other people are getting, I think, through that, people are starting to be more independent. You know what I mean? It's not just those two. There are more that are going to be like, maybe we should go out. Maybe we should. And that's not going to hurt the city. The city can always, well, I'm not going to say always, things can happen that'll fuck that up, but they can recover as long as certain things don't get fucked up. Then we went to a shop and met Of Otters and Of Greed, and set up a deal to make movie theaters here and shoot movies here because it's going to be safer and easier. Because yeah, like the shapeshifters, and we're going to have a cooking show with Tobias. That'll be fun. And then you guys went back to the leader. He dresses like a mayor, and like I think it says mayor on his desk, but only because that's a fun title for him. And his name is Of Adventure. Not Of Adventure. Tsoki's name is Of Adventure. Fucking but like if we're following what you guys was talking about in chat, then he of authority asks you guys to help him take out the alchemists, and he will help you find the song that Miss Keynote is looking for and open many doors. and then you guys ate food and realized that if you eat here and like don't eat anything from the real world, you'll just starve to death. You'll feel full, but you'll starve. But don't worry, we got bread.
Yay, bread.
And yeah, yay bread. And we know that Song studying group needs to get to Mixel and figure out what's going on there. So we are gonna send them to Mixel. And yeah, that was today's game, everybody. I think everybody did a great job. And we didn't even kill anybody.
Hooray!
Success.
And no coups. So, Peanut can't even be mad.
Peanut can't be mad. So thank you guys so much for playing. We've got another game tomorrow at 5 where we start to study magic. And yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, alright. So I guess we shall heck off and see y'all tomorrow. I believe tomorrow's game is Charity, Ivo, Maloney, and Kay, if I am not mistaken. Y'all did amazing. Thank y'all for playing and for everyone for watching. Bye forever.
Bye forever. Thanks for not killing everybody. I really like those NPCs.
Celestial sea where stars align. Lockstitch will go where wonder lies. Its specialist crew a beacon of light for work to unravel secrets entwined. Lore with her care and lust for life, turning the cogs in her curious mind. Scales that tell stories of time long past. Deep in the echo, her interest is cast. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Sail on a siren with feathers adorned, to maintain her graceful form. A voice that weaves sails across the sky, relaying the dreams that never die. Renick the brain with numbers and might, forearms, four eyes in the cosmic night. Stoic and with numerical grace, in Lockstitch's crew he has found his place. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. And Caster, the skillful pair, always the team with starry hair, with a bond so strong in the vast expanse.